All right, let's go ahead and try to connect some dots. Now, everybody's been talking about this K Dot and Drake battle. In particular, everybody's been talking about the allegations that they're throwing at each other. Allegations with no facts, no proof, no evidence. But I saw a fact that may be nothing, may be something, and may be everything. Now, Top Dog said last night that the beef and battle was over and hip hop won. Now, I don't know if the beef and battle is over, and I'll get to that later, but for the purpose of this video, let's try to break down conspiracy theories in the best way that I think you can, which is let's follow the money. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And let's keep an old idiom alive. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So let's start with follow the money. Now, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and go to your Apple Music. Let's go to your Spotify and let's look at Kendrick Lamar's last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So if you go to that and you scroll all the way down, you'll see at the bottom with a whole bunch of different conglomerates, TDE, Interscope, you'll see PGLANG. Now, PGLANG is the creative company that Kendrick Lamar found with Dave Free. Dave Free, who's been at the center of a lot of Drake's most salacious allegations between Kendrick Lamar's baby mama and him. Now, if you look at Dave Free's Wikipedia, you'll see that he is the co-president, was the co-president of Top Dog Entertainment. And if you look at PGLANG's, you'll see PGLANG was a conglomerate that they started together, creative company, to do music. They have brand deals with Chanel. They release short form videos. They won a couple of awards for those videos. It's a business that's really moving and doing their thing. And obviously you have one of the biggest artists in the world, Kendrick Lamar, on that business. Now, I want to stick to facts, but let's do a game of speculation, right? Let's try to speculate on the percentages of this company, right? Who would you say is the majority owner, majority shareholder in this company? I would guess it would be Kendrick Lamar, right? Dave Free is not a peon in this game, but it's not like he's Scooter Braun or someone like that has multiple big offers. His thing is Kendrick Lamar, and everybody, I think, who's coming to PGLANG is coming to work with Kendrick Lamar. So I would guess it's 80-20, 70-30, maybe even bigger than that. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that most people would agree that Kendrick Lamar is the majority shareholder, gets the majority of the money out of PGLANG. Now, here's some smoke. Now, let's pull up our Apple Music again. Let's go to the #1 song in America that's banging everywhere. They're playing it at churches. They're playing it political campaigns. They're playing it at graduations. It's Kendrick Lamar's first, #1 on his own. And if you look at it, scroll to the bottom, it says, what's this? Why are you not using PGLANG? Let's go to Euphoria. Let's go to Meet the Grams. Why are you not using the company that you left TDE to start, that most of us are speculating you are the majority owner of the company to release? You released your last album on it in a joint venture. You released Baby Keem's album on it.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find this suspicious? Now let's go back to PGLANG's page. If you look at the page, it kind of dry there. Nothing really updated since this year, right? We see Baby Keem's visual album, but visual albums are something that's taken care of, months in advance. You can't shoot a music video for every album, for every song on the album quickly, right? It takes some time to do that, right? So let's see. I think the latest thing would be this interview from Dave Free, right? So let's click on this interview, right? We scroll to the bottom. Shout out to the interviewer. Naja no de carry last though. You're doing your thing, boy. Salute to you. But let's look at what Dave Free says. Our core business is music, right? Music allows us to get into film and clothing and other things, right? So why wouldn't you release music under your label? Again, that's like Drake not dropping on OVO. And if we go to PGLANG, don't look like nothing's really moving there on their page. Now, if you go to their Twitter page, there is a fashion show with Chanel on there that happened at the beginning of this year. Now, if you go back to the PGLANG page, they signed their deal with Chanel in 2020, right? This is something that they're contractually obligated to do, right? This is something that they probably, had worked out in 3 years in advance, right? And if you find pictures of the event, you see the three of them together. The three main pieces of PGLANG. You see Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, and Baby Keem together. But that doesn't mean that there's not issues, right? We've seen, people who've had business issues take pictures in public and it's all bad in private. Now, I will say that I find it very hard to believe that Drake's allegations can be true and that they're all at this event together. Now, he didn't give it a date, but it's weird that even this is not posted on their website. It's like they're giving up on their website, right? And they're not using it, right? We're following the money. The money is not going to PGLANG. The money's going to whatever this is here. Now, it's not like this is the first time we've seen companies break up, right? Generally, they break up for two reasons, right? When a founder is working outside of the company that he founded in the same business, is usually for two reasons, right? The business is messed up, right? Financially, it's not moving. We have to declare bankruptcy. I don't think it's this, right? I think most people will say, nah, I'm not jacking that, right? Like Kendrick Lamar, like Drake said, Kendrick opens his mouth, someone give him a Grammy right now, right? A lot of people love Kendrick, drops an album, is going to do well. Like these songs are doing well, right? So if there was a financial situation, these songs could take care of it, right? So I don't think it's that. And I don't know about you, but I don't think they set up their business on LegalZoom. I don't think it's a thing that we set it up wrong. I don't think they did that, right? I think they have the best lawyers on it. Now, the other reason these businesses tend to break up are there's beef between the founders, right? We see that a lot in hip hop history, right? The biggest one in hip hop history would be, Rockefeller, with Jay-Z, Dame, Biggs, people are still talking about that to this day, right? And, the hip hop label isn't what it used to be. And hip hop media is almost, the big thing in the culture now. And we've seen it in that, right? Most famously with the Joe Budden podcast, right? Where Joe Budden, his two co-hosts, Rory and Mal, leave, start their own thing. Joe Budden gets a new cast of characters, does his own thing. Now, I got to stop here and say this. Listen, I got a big head and I'm not making fun of anybody's head, but shape of their head. Pause. Joe Budden, why does your head look like a bayonet? Why is there a blade at the top of your head? Like, my man, put on a hat, cover that up. Like, listen, you don't have to have a Amiri hat on, but put on a hat. Come on, you're going to hurt somebody with that head. But let's get back to that. Joe Budden podcast, and particularly Rory and Mal's podcast, right? Them leaving. They sparked something else in my mind, and I'm going to tie that back in. But, the breakup happens. But here's the thing about breakups of these hip hop companies. We love to talk about it. People break these rumors all the time. Remember, Kendrick Lamar, when he left TDE, it was very contentious. We heard about it a year before he announced it. And Kendrick Lamar actually about it. Remember? Right? These stories break. People knew that there was trouble at The Rock years before that they broke up, right? So why haven't we heard about this? We love talking about this. Rockefeller broke up in the early 2000s. They're still asking Dame about it. We love this conversation. Why is no one talking about it?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Now, all of this made me think of the cover art to Drake's last diss, The Heart Part 6. Now, if you remember, on that, he has a heart sign of Dave Free that Dave Free posted on Kendrick Lamar's baby mama's page. Now, this is where Rory and Mal came in because they were talking about this on their last podcast. And Rory was saying, hey, it's not weird for someone to post under their friend's significant other's page. And this is what he told to OVO Mal. But if you believe what I believe, that there's actually trouble between the two of them, then it is weird. This wouldn't be like OVO Mal posting under Rory's baby mama's page. This would be like Joe Budden posting under Rory's baby mama's page. This would be like Dame Dash liking and posting under Beyonce's page. That would be weird. That would be suspicious, right? So I start to investigate. I says 22 weeks. Let me do the math, carry the one, how long it gets. I was like, I forget about that. Let me just go to her Instagram page. So I go to her page and I say, okay, this happened in November of 2023. And I start to think, November 2023. Why does that date, November 2023? It's the last time that anyone talked about PGLANG. So the last time Kendrick Lamar's Baby Mama post is also the last month that anyone talks about PGLANG. Okay, so there's some smoke here. Okay, so let's lay out the facts that we have here. Kendrick Lamar leaves TDE to start his own imprint, PGLANG. PGLANG distributes Kendrick Lamar's last album. PGLANG distributes Kendrick Lamar's cousin's album. PGLANG has brand deals, fashion deals. PGLANG says our core business is music, right? These are all facts. Kendrick Lamar's first song after he's off TDE, he does not release under PGLANG. The biggest 3 songs potentially of his career, we'll see how he plays out, he does not drop on his own imprint. His imprint, PGLANG, has not posted anything to their webpage in almost 6 months. Nothing new. Nothing new has moved in 6 months, right? The last time they post is in November 2023, which is also the last time Kendrick Lamar's Baby Mama post. These are facts here. These are, if there's smoke, there's fire. Now, I'm not saying that this adds up to what Drake is alleging happened, but something is here. And it's weird that no one is talking about it. Now, some people might be saying, oh, you are OV ho, you mad that you lost, it's over. Top said it's over last night. This doesn't matter. But that's even suspicious. Because if you remember, Kendrick Lamar left TDE and lied about leaving TDE, right? And it was contentious when he left TDE. If you don't believe me, listen to Hip Hop Media as they recap what happened at the time.
Kendrick has a beef or some issue with TDE. He wants off the label. Every artist don't like their label once they get too big. You want more of the pie. You want more money. You want to be your own boss.
Right. So it's been little rumblings. Like
It's been rumblings with Kendrick and the TDE thing. I've also heard rumblings with Meek and Ross. There's a lot of rumblings that, out of respect, we just never touch.
Kendrick's second week feels fishy to me too.
Seems weird.
I wasn't mad at the 300 week 1, but if your label is involved, then you don't drop to 85 week 2 for an act like that.
They didn't even promote Kendrick Lamar's last album that they were getting money off of it. But they're promoting this a lot. Punch is talking about it. Top Dog is talking about this. Does that make any sense? Why would you not promote the album that you're actually getting paid off, but promote these beefs and these disses more? Remember, you want to see a dead body. He says this before Not Like Us, the biggest song in America, comes out. He knew the song was coming out. Why are you more locked into this than something that you actually made money off of? And you could tell me, hey, you know, TDE is a family. I hear every label is a family. That's fine. Maybe they are a family, but you weren't a family when it came to promoting his last album. I'm not saying this is what Hip Hop Media is saying. But remember, I told you, remember the old idiom, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now, let's play another guessing game, the last one. You're Top Dog. You're Punch TDE. You find out that Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free are leaving to start PGLANG, right? Your number one artist and your co-president are leaving to start their own imprint after you have offered Kendrick Lamar ownership in TDE. Who are you more mad at? Are you mad at Kendrick Lamar? Hey, he's your top artist. You started him. All good. But artists always leave. Or are you more mad at Dave Free? Like, dog, we work together. You're a co-president. It's like, were you turning him against us this whole time? Were you trying to turn other artists against us? Were you trying to steal what we worked for? I'm guessing they're more mad at Dave Free. And if you think that that's true, and you also think that what I'm saying is true, that there's probably a big problem between Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free, then it makes sense that they are now working together, because Dave Free is Kendrick Lamar's enemy for whatever reason, and Dave Free is TDE's enemy because you stole our biggest artist. We both don't rock with this nigga no more. Again, I'm not into the speculation, but I'm just laying out facts that are weird, that no one is really talking about, right? I'm just connecting dots, right? Summarize again. Kendrick Lamar is no longer on TDE. He leaves TDE to start PGLANG. PGLANG distributes his last album, distributes Baby Keem's last album. PGLANG has tons of different things that they're doing. They're posting it all on their webpage. Their webpage has gone silent for 6 months. Nothing new has moved. The last thing we see on their webpage was from November 2023. The last time that Kendrick Lamar's Baby Mama post is in November 2023. All of a sudden, TDE, who was not involved in the release of an album that they're getting paid for, hip hop media is saying that they were not pushing this album, and everybody knew that he wanted to get off this level, is suddenly very involved in a beef that they are not getting a dime for. Now, again, none of this adds up to what Drake is alleging. None of it does. I'm just saying when there's smoke, there's fire. And when you follow the money, it ain't adding up. All right. Now, this is part one of Connected Dots. I have a part two, right? Where there's some more facts, right? And not that much speculation. But I'm not going to release part two right now. I'm not going to release part two for a week, right? And you might say, why? That doesn't make sense. If this video blows up and goes viral, you need to hit them again. This might be your moment. But here's the thing, and this goes back to what Top said. If many people, and I've heard this in many different places, said that this is the greatest battle in hip hop history, this moment has the culture in its palm right now. They're talking about it everywhere. If you believe that this is the greatest battle in hip hop history, I believe that we are on the precipice of the greatest moment in hip hop history, and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm not going to release it. That's how good of a guy I am, right? That's how, that's my character, that's my moral fiber. I won't ruin it for y'all, okay? So let me know what you think. Leave me your comments. If you think I'm being an OV ho, if, you think all that other stuff, go ahead, let me know. Let me know what you think. Triple C's, and I will see you later.